Hello everybody from the white wonderful Upper Midwest. Today I want to talk to you about probably one of the hardest things about being a homesteader. So my oldest daughter did her morning chores. She just came inside and told me that one of the chickens has passed away. So I'm going to go double check that situation. And it has been pretty cold lately, so I just want to double check on Cephas, our rooster, for his crown, and I always forget what his dangly bits right here, and see if they are frostbit or not, and take care of those things. So let's go see how they're doing. Good morning, kitties. Hello. How are you doing? Marshmallow, and that's Warrior, and Midnight. He's the talker, he's the snuggler, and he's just looking for the weight room. Aren't ya? Yes. He loves a good scratch too. Alright, let's go check on these chickens. Are you gonna come with me? Are you gonna help me? Yeah? Come on. Actually, they just want love, I think. It is really nice out here when it snows. It's quiet and calm. So, all right, hopefully you can see me. I'm gonna go in here and check on her and see if that's the case. Yeah, I can confirm that she has passed away. Nothing got in here to get her. Nothing did anything. Since her molt last fall, early winter, she never actually grew her feathers back right, and we're like 98% positive she wasn't laying. So we didn't know if she had a deficiency of some sort for growing her feathers back. And when they put all of the energy into trying to grow their feathers back, they aren't laying eggs, which would explain why she hasn't been laying eggs for the last year. And we were actually afraid that we would have to put her down. But I can tell you that she hasn't been struggling. She's been eating and drinking and running around with the other chickens, so it wasn't like she was in pain or anything like that. She was just living her happy chicken life. So I'm gonna go take care of her. So I just have to say this is the hardest. So I just have to say this is the hardest part about homesteading, is nature doing its thing and running its course, whether it's with animals and getting sick, or them passing away unexpectedly. It's just, and having no control over that. So far we have only had chickens and cats and a dog. However, we have family who have had cows and horses, And you know, just the same thing there. And with those animals, we're talking a larger scale because it costs more to put into them, and so the loss is greater. Chickens are lower financial, but when you're expecting a certain number of chickens for food for your family, and half of them die in a unexpected thunderstorm and they get too cold, then you're short on chicken for the year or what have you. So for us, this is the hardest part about homesteading, is even harder than having the animal pass away is actually having to put them down and make that decision. It's really difficult to do that because it's still a life, and on our homestead we still respect. I had to change locations because the cats kept knocking over the camera. So that is one of the hardest, that is probably the hardest part about homesteading, is not only losing the animals, but then having to make the decisions where to draw the line and when to put them down. If they are in, you almost got it again, or if they are in a visible distress for a lot of time being several days, and they're just continually getting worse and there's no sign of them getting better, that's when you have to have those hard discussions, and that's really difficult. But then the other hard part about homesteading is relying on nature for your food. I know our ancestors did that a lot. Like, that's how their livelihood was. They didn't have all this technology and grocery stores. But when you're trying to grow a garden and you live in Minnesota, and you have a late frost or an early frost, that can cause a lot of issues with how your plants grow. And if there's also too much rain or not enough rain, that will also affect how your food grows. And you just kind of unfortunately, you have to roll with it. I think that's the convenient part about living in the time that we do, is we can always supplement with things from the grocery store, or we have family members that are closer by that are easier to access than even like 75 years ago, so that it doesn't take all day to get there, to ask if we can have some cucumbers because ours didn't grow, or tomatoes so that we can make tomato sauce because we can't buy it in the store. Now we can go buy a can of tomato sauce in the store. So yeah, that's the hardest part about homesteading, is you guys, this cat. I'm totally putting bloopers at the end. This is hilarious. That's the hardest part about homesteading and trying to have more self-sustainability and with your food, is you just rely on nature, and there's things that flow from that are hard decisions, unfortunately. So if you share in any of this as far as losing animals, or if your weather was bad this year with gardening, let me know in the comments. I know most homesteaders kind of had an interesting year, but I also know that there are plenty of people kind of in the North Carolina area that had decent year with gardening, but I also know there's people up here in the Midwest, upper Midwest, that didn't. Most of our family didn't. But then, you know, there's West Coast that had a decent time, and in the South too. So wherever you are from, let me know, and let me know how your growing season went, how your animals are doing. It's the middle of December. Christmas is in 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks. Whew. I think we will have a white Christmas though. It snowed last night. It's supposed to snow again tomorrow. So we're pretty excited about having a white Christmas. All right, guys. we will see you around for the next video. Bye.